you around $270 a month.
What? The app is telling you all of this?
It shows you all your expenses in one place, and it can even help you create a budget, which I think you need.
Coming from a okay.
Don't worry about those 13 subscriptions you didn't know you had. You can cancel the ones you don't want right through the app, and it can even help you try and get a refund.
It's the return of women's college hoops. With the Gators brightest
Center, Texas and Kentucky back and forth. Watch Jason can't get this to go somehow.
I'm going to give you this designer bag if you can
Kentucky,
prove to me that you know your finances.
Let's do it.
How many subscriptions do you have?
Probably just Spotify.
All right, it's saying you have
Austin,
13
Texas.
subscriptions, which is costing you
Always
around
an interesting time
$270
of year.
a month.
The Longhorns have rallied.
The app is telling you
Trey
all of
Johnson,
It shows you all your
speaking of
expenses in
NBA
one place,
potential, is
and it
thought
can
to
even
be
help you
perhaps
create a budget, which I
first
think
round
you
draft pick
need.
as soon as this summer. Here in
Okay.
Gainesville,
Don't worry about those 13
the lead at
subscriptions you
19,
didn't
and
know you
according to
had.
our
You
Joe
can cancel the ones you don't want right through the app,
earlier
and it
today.
can even help you
got
try and
three
get a
number one
refund.
seeds, Auburn, Bama, Florida.
It's the
Listed
return
right
of
now.
women's college
That
hoops.
game is critical for
With the
Texas
Gators brightest
because you need to
Texas and
start
Kentucky
finding some
back
wins in the
and
league. You're a
forth.
10
Watch
seed.
Jason
You're on the right
can't
side of the
get this
bubble,
to
but
go
not by a lot,
somehow.
if that makes
Horns
sense.
up one.
Yeah, you make sense.
On Kentucky, 10
This
minutes left.
doesn't make sense. Look at those numbers in one conference.
3-1 to the
It's
top.
unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
Austin,
Last
Texas. Time that happened.
What a treat for us.
Always an interesting time of year. The Longhorns have rallied. Trey Johnson,
And now he's a
speaking
point
of
away
NBA potential, is thought
from
to be
his
perhaps
career high.
first-round draft pick as soon as
Well, I
this
was gonna
summer.
say, the
Here in
last time we
Gainesville,
had three number one
the
seeds
lead
from
at
the same
19,
league. It
and
was, what,
according to our
2019?
Joe Lenardi, the ACC. The ACC will be
today.
lucky.
You got three
to
number
get three
one
or
seeds,
four
Auburn,
teams
Bama,
in the
Florida.
dance this year as a conference.
Listed right now.
That game is
Conyers off
critical
the
for
front eye.
Texas because you
It
need
is
to start
historical in
finding
nature,
some
though,
wins
what's
in the
happening.
league. You're a 10
The
seed.
Southeastern Conference
You're on the
in
right side of the
2025.
bubble, but
Well,
not by a lot,
The
if that
work
makes sense.
These teams Yeah, did you make in sense. November and December. This doesn't make all sense. the challenges, Look at all the those numbers. matchups, In national one games. conference.
3-1 to the
It's
top.
unbelievable. Every program did
Last
their
time that
work
happened,
to put the SEC on
Thomas
the
out.
highest level.
And now he's a point away from his career high. But I was going to say, the last
Aberdeen
time we had three number one
continues
seeds
its
from the same
monster
league,
night.
it was, what, 2019, the ACC. The
Expected
ACC
to
will be
start
lucky to get
game
3 or
after
4
two.
teams in the dance this year as a
is
conference.
rare misses.
And
Conyers going to check back in. Will Richard on the floor. It
Clayton
is
and
historical in nature, though, what's
go out.
happening the Southeastern Conference in 2025.
Well, many times when we watch teams in November and December, teams that can advance, all the challenges, all the matchups, by the number of options that can every program did their work to put the SEC on offensively highest guys, different guys, could beat you. And with Florida, Aberdeen stepping up his game, Martin getting healthy. We know
Until
Clayton
Aberdeen continues his
Richard
monster night.
Thomas Houck now becoming a 15-point guy.
Expected to
15
start
20.
his fourth game
The
at
number
the
of
2.
weapons, because night in, night out,
rare
you
misses.
might have a bad game.
And
for your
Lockton's
star
going to
or
check
your
back in.
second
Will
guy.
Richard on the floor.
If guy number 3
Clayton
or
and
player
Houck
number 4
go
gets you
out.
15 to 20, you advance and move on.
You like teams that can beat the opposition in different ways, in different styles, with different players that can score, right?
Exactly right. That can beat and teams that rely on they're all good defensive teams that advance. Might have a night where the one or two don't play well at both, and then you're in trouble. You go home early. And with Florida, Aberdeen
One more
stepping up his
for
game.
Murray Boyles
Martin
tomorrow
getting
morning.
healthy.
Shriners
You know,
Children's Clearwater Softball Invitational.
Richard
That coverage continues
Thomas
with
Houck now
Charlotte
becoming a
squaring off against
15-point guy,
fifth-ranked
15 to
Texas
20.
A&M.
The
Here on
number
the
of
SEC
weapons,
Network and the ESPN
because
app.
night in, night out, you might have
SEC
a bad
baseball
game from your
started.
star or your second last night. Listen to the radio. And guy number
Gator
3 or
baseball.
Did you hear our good friend Sean Kelly on the call
15 to 20.
yesterday, I believe?
Always hear Sean Kelly.
It's a lot of fun. You like teams that can beat. They secured the sweep
opposition
against
in
Air
different
Force
ways, in
earlier
different
today,
styles,
with different players.
The ping
that
of the
can
bat,
score,
though,
right? Signals
exactly
that
right.
warmer weather
And
is
teams that
headed
rely
our
on
direction
one or two
around the country.
might have a night where the one or two don't play well, and then you're in trouble. You go home early. 80-plus degrees this
One
afternoon.
more for Murray
Felt
Boyles
good,
tomorrow
right.
morning.
Clear path.
Shriners Children's Clearwater Softball Invitational. That coverage continues with Charlotte
Halfway
squaring off
in the
against
second.
fifth-ranked
It has been
Texas
all
A&M.
Gators.
Here on the
It's a
SEC
4-point
Network
game
and
at
ESPN.
halftime.
South Carolina
SEC
led by as many
baseball
as
started.
5 in the first
We won
20.
last night and listen to the radio and the Gator baseball was
Did you hear our good friend Sean Kelly
Whether
on the
it's
call
been Aberdeen
yesterday, I
or
believe?
Thomas
Always hear
Houck
Sean Kelly.
Or this
It's a lot
young
of fun.
man, Chinyalu. They secured the sweep against Air
He's
Force
fighting for it. He
earlier
found
today.
it.
How about that
The
effort?
ping of the bat, though,
Stayed with
signals that warmer weather is headed our
Aberdeen
direction
around
Standing
the
on the
country.
logo.
It's warm here. Not quite where I live in Columbia, Missouri, but it's warm
Here's
here.
Richard, the step back
80
from
plus
16.
degrees this afternoon.
Why not? Felt good.
Why
Right.
not?
Clear path. Halfway home in the
Florida
second.
by
It has been all
23.
Gators. So 4-point game at halftime. South Carolina
shooting a blistering 73%
in the first 20. 10 minutes and change into the second half. Whether it's been Aberdeen or
Shooters
Thomas
take out
Howe
whatever
or this young man.
angle and shots they can take. This one a little strong, but straight
He's
ahead.
fighting for it. He
It's a good
found
shooter.
it.
Didn't miss it left or right. How about that effort? Stayed with it.
Here's Sean Keller. How you doing there, big man? He
Aberdeen.
is sitting high. Standing on the logo. And I mean higher than the other broadcasters from our
Here's
position.
Richard, the step
Florida
back from
Sports,
16.
of course, Florida Radio
Why
does
not?
a great job.
Why not?
Ray Boyle's inside doing a great job this season.
Next time I come, I'm going to ask for the special chair also.
I mean, I'm a little
Florida
vertically
by
challenged to
23.
begin with. You would think that would be here for your humble
shooting a
play-by-play
blistering
person. Chuck Kelly, you can see
73%.
he's higher than everybody else.
And they
10
can
minutes
see-
and
they just see
change
over
into
the
the
top of
second
everybody.
half.
Shooters take whatever. They are great at what they do.
Angle
And
and
shots they can take. This one a little
And
strong,
they've got a great
but
team to call
straight
this
ahead. It's a good shooter. Didn't miss it left or right.
You think about Florida Gators basketball.
Here's
Runs
Sean
to the
Keller.
Final Four.
How you doing there, big
National
man? He is
championships
sitting
under the
high.
great Billy Donovan. By
And
the
I
way,
mean higher
nominated
than
for the
the other
Basketball Hall of Fame
broadcasters
here in the
from
last
our
couple of days.
position.
That's
Florida
great to
Sports,
see.
of course, Florida
1-3-1
Radio
defense
does a great
now by
job.
South Carolina.
Ray Boyle's inside doing a great job this season.
Next time I come, I'm going to ask for the special chair
Touched by
also.
the Gamecocks.
I mean,
no look dish
I'm a little
inside the
vertically
house.
challenged to begin with. You would think that would
Outside
be
of
here
Martin.
for your humble play-by-play person.
And
Chuck
Murray
Kelly, you
Boyle's
can
the
see
rejection.
he's
Martin
higher than
tumbled
everybody
out of
else.
bounds.
And they just see over the top
And it's
of
going to
everybody.
stay on this end. 2.3 to shoot.
They are great at what they do. Fun to listen to. I at first saw it, and they've got a great team to call out of bounds and hit it.
You think about Florida Gators basketball and runs to the Final Four. National championships under the great Billy Donovan. By the way, nominated for the Basketball Hall of Fame here in the last couple of days. That's great to see.
1-3-1 defense now by
Lofton's gotta
South
go.
Carolina. Active hands by Murray Boyle.
But the only thing that hasn't gone right for the Gators
Touched by the Gamecocks.
in this half.
No look dish inside to Howe.
Outside to Martin.
Step away from this for a moment. And we look
Murray
at the
Boyle's
resumes of Auburn,
rejection. Martin
Alabama,
tumbled out of
and
bounds.
Florida. And Tennessee's in that mix.
And it's going to
Texas
stay on
A&M
this
is in
end.
that mix,
2.3
right?
to shoot. Missouri
Yeah.
could be in that mix.
Yeah.
But at the very top,
I at first
Florida
saw
won
when
at
Martin
Auburn,
was laying out of bounds and hit it.
we've talked about that. Missouri won here in Gainesville. We saw Auburn win in Tuscaloosa earlier today. Here's Thomas Howe, running one-hander. And there's a real chance of what we see today. And Lofton's got to go.
what we
heard from Joe Lenardi. By the time we get to
the only
Selection
thing
Sunday,
that hasn't gone
this
right
league
for the
really
Gators
could have 3
in
number
this
1
half.
seeds, right?
And that would be fantastic. Talking to Buzz Williams the other
Step
night.
away from this for a
He
moment.
said, you know, the sad
And we look
part
at the
will be
resumes
in
of
Sweet
Auburn,
16, we're gonna
Alabama,
have 2 SEC
and
teams
Florida.
playing.
And
That's a real
Tennessee's in that
thought,
mix.
too. There's no doubt.
Texas
There's no
A&M
doubt.
is in that mix,
Because the
right?
committee wants
Missouri
to avoid that.
could be in that mix.
Having
Yeah.
teams
But at
from
the
the
very
same league
top,
play
Yeah.
as
early
Florida
as the
won
Sweet
at
16,
Auburn.
if humanly
Right?
possible.
You
We
have
talked about
13
that.
teams
Missouri
in
won
the
here in
dance.
They won't be
Gainesville.
able to help it unless someone loses.
We saw
Yeah.
Auburn win in
So the
Tuscaloosa
new career
earlier
high
today.
for Thomas Howe.
Here's Thomas
And
Howe.
Pringle banged
Running
inside.
Can you
one-hander.
imagine the team
And there's a real chance
that
of what we
wins
see
the
today
SEC tournament?
and what we heard
What
from
games
Joe
they have
Lenardi.
to win to
By
win
the
the
time we
tournament?
get to Selection Sunday, this
I mean,
league
the
really
ranked
could have
teams
3
that
number
they'll
1
have to beat
seeds, right?
to And win that would be the tournament. fantastic. Will be Talking higher to Buzz than the Williams ranked the teams other they night. win to win the NCAA. He said, you know, I the said sad part the number will of be ranked Sweet teams 16 where where their their SEC SEC teams playing.
That's
We
a real
haven't talked a
talk,
ton
There's
yet
no
about
doubt.
the
There's no
upcoming
doubt.
SEC
Because the
tournament.
committee
Yeah.
wants to avoid that.
But I'll just throw
having
this
teams
out
from
here.
the same league play.
It is so
Yeah.
As
critical
early
this year
as the Sweet 16, if
to
humanly
get the
possible.
elusive double
You have
bye.
13
And you see
teams
right
in the-
now in the
in the
AP
dance.
poll
They won't be able to
how the
help it
league
unless
stacks
someone
up from
loses.
top to
Yeah.
bottom. And
You're talking about 4
So
of the
the new
top
career
5.
high for Thomas
The Gators
Howe.
are currently tied
And
number
Pringle
3 in the country with
inside.
2.
Can you imagine the
Outside
team
of that, everybody
that
is
wins
just stacking
the
up one on
SEC
top of the other.
tournament?
But the double bye
What
in
games they have
Nashville,
to win the
If you plan on winning the SEC tournament
I mean, the
championship,
ranked teams that they'll
I mean,
have
look,
to beat
there's a number of teams
to
that can
win
do it,
the
but
tournament
to
will
save
be
yourself
higher
for the
than the ranked
dance,
teams they win to win
pretty
the
important to have the
NCAA.
double bye.
I think the number of ranked teams
or
where they're ranked when they play. Lose your first game.
We haven't
I'm not
talked a
saying
ton
that's what
yet
you
about
wanted,
the upcoming
'cause you
SEC
like to put a
tournament.
trophy in the trophy chest.
But I'll just throw
But to
this out
rest
here.
up wouldn't be bad either.
It is so critical
Martin.
this year. How about the athleticism?
to get the elusive
length,
double bye.
the
And you see right
vertical
now in
length.
the AP poll how the league stacks up from top to bottom. You're talking about four of the top five. The Gators are currently tied number 3 in the country with 19 assists as a team.
Outside of that, everybody
is just stacking up one on top of the other. But the double bye in Nashville, if you plan on winning the SEC Tournament Championship,
right now.
I mean, look, there's a number of teams that could do it, but to save yourself for the dance, it's pretty important to have the double bye. New career high for Houck, a new career high for Aberdeen.
Your first game. I'm not saying that's what you want to do, because you like to put a trophy in the trophy case.
Playing the pump fake, the finger roll.
Martin, how about the athleticism?
How about that? Clayton only has 8 points. He's had a quiet night, and this is how good the Gators are. The assist by Thomas Houck. I mean, Thomas is seeing the whole floor.
Right, a nifty finish on the reverse.
Pretty good.
Gators with 19 assists as a
team. Hard. He's an attacking kind of guard, can shoot the jump shots. But when he gets on the attack, pretty good. But the second half has been dominating. He might as well bring the ball to Gators right now, Tom. Keep going. Do your thing.
A new career high for Houck, a new career high
Once upon
for
a time,
Aberdeen.
A bunch of teenage girls got stranded in the wilderness, and they went completely nuts.
Playing the pump fake, the finger roll.
Clayton only has 8 points. He's had a quiet night, and this is how good the Gators are.
What does that tell you?
I mean, they are something special.
Right, a nifty finish on the reverse.
Pretty good. Likes playing hard. He's an attacking kind of guard, can shoot the jump shot. So when he gets on the attack, pretty good. But the second half has been dominating.
I strip on sick days. Breathe Right strips have spring-lit bands that open your nose, instantly relieving nasal congestion. So every breath feels,
Once upon a time, a bunch of teenage girls got stranded in the
For the
wilderness.
professional, it's not
And they went
enough
completely
to possess knowledge. We seek to refine it, to wield its power,
Someone's trying to hurt
to
you for what you
redefine
did.
its boundaries. Knowledge is put to the test in every GMC Sierra. Get 0.9% APR on select Sierra 1500 models. That's over $4,200 in average finance savings. We are professional grade. Sierra. Get 0.9% APR on select Sierra 1500 models. That's over $4,200 in average finance savings. We are professional grade.
Now, what a scene here in Gainesville, one of the great traditions for Florida fans near and far. I won't back down. Sung by American rock musician Tom Petty, Gainesville native. Song released back in April of 1989.
Jalen Hurts,
lead single
you and the
from his
Philadelphia
first solo
Eagles just
album,
won the
Full
Super Bowl.
Moon
What are you
Fever.
going to do next?
And it never gets old.
TP and the Heartbreakers when I was a young lad. Not that young, but it's my era.
It is all Florida. Second half rolling right along. Under 7 to go. 75-53.
I hate to age myself, but I remember when he
Now,
played
what a
a group
scene
called
here
Mud
in
Crutch.
Gainesville. One of the great traditions. What year was that for Florida fans
we're
near
talking
and
early
far?
80s, late 70s.
I won't back down.
I hate to.
Sung by American rock musician Tom Petty, Gainesville native. Song released back in April of 1989. Lead single from his first solo album, Full Moon Fever.
Lead down to 21. It was a
And it never
four-point
gets
game
old.
at halftime.
TP and the Heartbreakers when I was
Gators
a
will welcome in
young lad.
Oklahoma.
Not
Quick
that
turnaround
young, but
Tuesday night.
my era.
Game will be broadcast on ESPN2.
It is all Florida.
Gamecocks will be on the
Second
road
half
at
rolling right
LSU.
along. Under 7
Also
to go.
on Tuesday.
75-53.
And LSU, a
I
big
hate to
road
age
win
myself,
at
but I
OU
remember when he
earlier.
played in a group called Mud Crutch.
And that game,
out of Gainesville.
what year was that? Came back late
we're talking
in
early
Norman.
80s, late 70s. So.
And has ramifications for both of these teams early next week. I'm glad you said that and not me.
It really hurts Oklahoma.
Very
right,
cool.
To lose on your home floor.
Pretty the
Good
hard
win by
way
LSU,
for
but
Jacoby
really
Wright,
hurts
John
the
Sunvolt, Roy Philpott.
And the lead down to 21.
Take a look
It was a
at the Gators
4-point
next
game
five.
at
OU,
halftime.
LSU, Georgia. You don't want to suggest
Gators
that
will
those
welcome in Oklahoma.
manageable games
Quick turnaround Tuesday
on the road
night.
at Stegman's not going to be
Game will be
easy.
broadcast on
How about that
ESPN2.
block? Hand locked and check it. It was
Gamecocks will be on the road at LSU also on Tuesday. And LSU, a big road win at OU earlier.
Nice
and that game
by
where LSU
Walter
came
Clayton
back
Jr.
late
Makes
in
it
Norman.
easy for teammates to play. And a guy like that just hand feeds you.
77-54. Pringle turns it over. Richard, Martin, Chinyalu. Boy, he's fun to watch.
Roy, veteran teams know how to play. Martin gave it back to the guy that knocked it away on the defensive end. Reward your teammates.
Pringle, a strong finish underneath. You talk to those close to the Florida program. There is a connectivity with this group this year that you can sense at shoot-around that the staff will talk about with you. And you mentioned it, reward the big fella after that last turnover, the Richards steal and slam first.
So Chinyalu knocks it away, and then he's trailing a play. And Martin, he could have given it across to Richard, but he saved it for the guy who made the play. And you can probably tell, watching this team, why Micah Handlott wants to play with this group, right? He's healthy. And what are you going to sit around and do? Great pass again. Clayton can make the pass left-handed, right-handed. That one's right on the money. Bounce pass.
Chinyalu, another dunk. 81-56. Houck, another rebound. And you take a look at what Florida has done the last two second halves against the Gamecocks. First one back in January in Columbia, trailing by 14 late. Here tonight, it's been the Houck and Aberdeen show. Euro step for Thomas.
He's been good with the ball tonight. First half was really good. Second half, they just have not been able to get. I don't think they've spread the offense around as much defensive or offensively, South Carolina. And again, Florida has stepped it up a notch defensively, and when a great team does, makes it a challenge.
Clayton the bucket, 83-58. And a timeout. Chinyalu. He's got big time ups for the Florida Gators, and he's got something to say.
You would know by looking at me. I am a cowboy, my friend. I'm forever out riding on the range of my mind, dreaming away all of my time.
Did you know that 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about?
Well,
Tennessee did survive. Vandy better than anybody gives them credit for. Good offensively, tougher on the defensive end, again, than most people think.
Told you about the LSU upset over OU, and then at the very bottom, Georgia's lost today at home against Missouri. Joe Lenardi informs us late tonight The Dogs on the wrong side of the cut line. So the SEC still with 13 teams in. Arkansas is right there, currently on the right side of the bubble, even after a road loss at Texas A&M.
And great thing about being in great leagues is that there's many opportunities left to win games. If you're on the bubble, you'll stay on the bubble by winning and losing. You'll leave the bubble if you win. You'll leave the bubble if you lose. Win games, you'll jump up and be in that tournament.
Here's Thomas off the Conyers miss. A strong move against Aberdeen. And Jamari Thomas awarded 2 free throws.
And a good off the bounce. When he missed games, South Carolina was not good because they didn't handle the basketball very well. Now that he's back in, he's back healthy. Turnovers are down for this team. Shooting percentage up.
Thomas shooting 2. And a quick reminder, coming up Monday, SEC Inside grants you an all-access pass to the Mississippi State men's basketball program. You'll get never-before-seen footage and sound from players and coaches. A real behind-the-scenes look. 7 Eastern right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. A couple of free throws from Thomas. Mississippi State, a monster win in Oxford earlier tonight.
And they needed that win. They've not played well lately.
Richard is short. And Cam Scott on the floor for the first time for Lamont Paris. Jordan Butler also is checked in. The 7-footer.
And Scott can shoot it. Gets open to opportunities.
Butler, the offensive glass. And Jordan Butler, the transfer from Missouri, headed to the free throw line.
It's about 5 minutes a game. One of those bigs that's kind of a face-up player, right? Pick and pop kind of guy.
20 games off the bench for Lamont Paris. I know it hasn't been the season that South Carolina fans want. We explained and talked about some of that in the first half. His demeanor, unwavering. He's always positive, talking to broadcasters pregame. And look, if you're a Gamecocks fan, you're excited about the start of baseball season, and you know you can regroup in basketball when this thing winds down in March, barring a miracle run late. But there are brighter days ahead in Columbia with an Eli Ellis coming in with the portal, enhanced NLI funds, if you will. Easy for me to say. NLI, and they expect to be a bigger factor in that arena in the offseason.
And if you're not a big factor in that arena, you struggle.
Right.
Competing, especially in this league.
Well, we're seeing that this year.
Yeah.
I mean, and you translate that into 2026 and beyond. You got to have all your ducks in a row and then some.
And what NIL does and the transfer portal, etc., you can get healthy in one quick year. Find the right guys that fit your system, fit your style. As Martin knocks in another 3.
Gators with 14 triples tonight. And now 14 of 27 from behind the three-point arc. Conyers. Bozeman's for Doc. Fouled by Martin on the way up. What will it take, in your mind, for this program, for Florida, to cut down the nets again?
A good bounce here or there, a good break here or there, a ball that hits the back iron and goes up and comes in.
Above the shot clock?
Well, you know what I mean? We've seen good teams, we've seen great teams. When you get to the tournament, the fact is you've got great coaches and you've got great players on a lot of teams. And you come down to a game that the ball bounces the right way or the wrong way. Is Florida capable of being a Final Four team and cutting down the nets? Yes. They've got bigs, they've got guards, they shoot it well, and they defend at that level.
That's a lot of boxes you just checked.
You check them. And there's a handful of teams, or maybe a few more than that do. And then there'll be another team that gets on a roll, right? That just simply gets on a magical run. It could be an 11 seed that gets on a magical run and gets to the Final Four. Rarely do they cut down the nets, but they can get on a run. Florida's one of the elite teams and has a chance and an opportunity.
Approaching a minute to play. Clavjar. And off the mark. He made 7 of his last 8 threes before that attempt. Austin Hero on the court for the first time.
Familiar name.
Younger brother, Tyler.
Tyler, an all-star this season. Good for him.
And a foul. You would put Auburn at that same level?
No doubt. Auburn's at the top of the level.
Alabama, even after the result from earlier today at home, losing to Auburn.
My 4 that I think have the best chance of the strongest run would be Auburn and Alabama and Florida and Missouri. I think the 2 behind them are Tennessee and A&M, only because I think all of those teams play defense. I think the first 4 I mentioned are better offensively than A&M or Tennessee because of the number of weapons. Doesn't mean they all can't play well, and one of the 6 could play. But I think that grouping separates themselves from others.
Tyus Subliskas, a couple of free throws
points for
into the
St.
box
Mary's.
score.
Appropriate because it's Lithuania night. The big fella is from Lithuania.
Valiant effort by South Carolina. Gators dominated the second half. Conyers lays it up.
Not surprised between the 2 of them, they account for 35% of the scoring for St. Mary's. So all night we're going to be pronouncing their names and talking about that connection from overseas.
And Morauskas likes playing the cruise.
The surrounding pieces are
in the first meeting in Pullman.
Well, I think the bigs, really good guards in this game, but the bigs on both sides, I think it's going to be interesting to see who really plays well, because the perimeter players right here, like Price, if they can shoot well from 3, that bodes well because it brings the bigs out from St. Mary's.
6-point lead for the Cougs after